All right, welcome everyone. This is Premier Chess Winter Break Camp, December 2020. This is week 2, day 5. This is the afternoon session, and we're going to be discussing a little bit of opposition, but I think we can also tie this in with Zugzwang, a lesson on Zugzwang. So, everybody, so opposition. So you guys discussed a little bit of opposition with Evan. So, what is opposition? How do you define opposition? What do you think? Anybody? Anybody? So raise your hand digitally. Make sure it's a little bit easier that way. So digitally raise your hand. Anybody? Okay, Jaden. What's opposition, Jaden?
Opposition means that the two kings are on the same file.
Okay, that's one idea, but not specific enough. Not specific
The two
enough.
kings, excuse me, I mean the two kings are like next to each other. They're like around knight or pawn, etc. They're next to each other.
Okay.
They're like on the same rank or file,
Okay. Okay.
and they are like next to each other. And it's either odd or even.
Okay. Okay. So that's one definition. Anybody else? Anybody else have any other idea? How can you define opposition? Nobody? Okay. So a very clear, precise definition of opposition is when you are opposing the king either on a file, or a rank, or even a diagonal. You can have diagonal opposition as well. And you're opposing, and basically whoever move it is has to move out of the way, right? So if your opponent has to give way and you can invade, then that means that you have the opposition. Your opponent has to get out of the way. So how do we gain opposition in this kind of position? So let's look what Evan said. King D2. Okay. So yeah. So this would be the example of, so if after King E4, who would have the opposition? Who has the opposition? White or black? So digitally, raise your hand. Sam?
Oh, white has the opposition
Why does white have the opposition? How can you tell?
because it's black's turn,
Yeah, it's black's turn. So black has
and
to
they're
give way either way like this. Doesn't matter which way he gives way. If he goes king d5, then we can invade this way, right? If he goes king e7, you go king e5 again, you gain the opposition. Doesn't matter which way he moves. If he goes king f7, you gain opposition this way, right? So good, that is opposition. So let's say, yeah, so if, okay. And the other thing is, in this position, white has his extra pawn. So we can say that white can always gain tempo if he needs to. So for example, let's say black or white did a wrong move. Let's say white did a bad move or an inaccurate move. He went king d4. Now we can say black has the opposition. If black goes king d6, now white has to give way. But the difference is that white has this extra pawn move, so he can actually gain the opposition still. So king e4, king e6, and now technically you can say that black has the opposition, but white can gain the opposition. How? By moving the pawn, right? Everybody see that? Now it's black's move. Now black has to give way, and now white can invade that way. And now we can continue doing this until white has control over the promotion square, right? And now we can do something like this. Okay, here. And now how do we proceed? How do we continue here? How do we proceed? What do you think? Best moves here. What do you think? Sam, what do you think? Best move here. Best move.
e5.
Good. E5. Okay. And Jaden, what do you think? Best move here. Okay, so let's say the king goes to king to e8. Now best move here. Jaden, what do you think?
E6.
Say again?
K e6 or king to e6.
King to e6. Good, very good. So why is pawn to e6 not the best move?
because then as soon as black, because it will be a draw
So
for
what's
the
black? What's
black,
black's best move in this position?
he will make the move king f8,
King f8. Good. And then white's best move? If
king e7.
well,
I
no,
mean
pawn.
e7.
Yeah. If the pawn goes to e7, and then what's this going to end in? Anybody know? Can anybody see it?
Black e, black will go to
Eight.
e6,
And,
and white will go to
and what is that?
stalemate.
Stalemate. So you don't want to stalemate. So very important in these positions. I see so many kids make this mistake. They say, "I have a passed pawn. I want to push the pawn, promote a queen," but it's the wrong decision because it will likely end in stalemate. So what is the best move? King to e6.
King
Now,
e6.
do any of you have Chess Kid? Or any of you have accounts on Chess Kid? Anybody here? Nobody? Nobody. Okay. Okay. So on Cheskid, Fun Master Mike, he says this is called. Does anybody know what this position is called? It's a very special type of position where the king is in front of the pawn and the opposing king is on the back rank. Anybody know what this is called? It's called the perfect position. They call this the perfect position. Why is this the perfect position? Because it really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whose move it is. White should be winning here. All right. So let's say in this position, it's black to move. He goes king to d8. How does white win? King to d8. How does white win? Sam.
Um, king to f7,
King f7. Very good. And then king d7. And now what do we do?
e6.
Yeah.
Pawn
Now we just
e6.
promote and we get a pawn because now the king controls all of the squares up until the promotion square. Very good. So that's if it was black's turn. Now let's say it was white's turn in that position. So let's do this. Okay, so this is the same position now with white to move. Okay, so now this is still a win for white. How? So what do we do first? It's still a win for white. Yeah, Sam.
Uh, we play king to f6.
King to okay, so it doesn't matter king d6 or king f6. Let's say king f6. Okay, now best move for black would be what?
King f8.
King f8. Good. Stay in front of the king. Don't let him gain space. Good. Now best move for white is what?
Um,
So remember, digitally raise your hand. I see Sriram. What do you think? Best move for white here.
Pawn d6.
Pawn d6, very good. E6, yeah. So we have this extra pawn move, which is nice. Now it's going to shift back. Now white has the opposition, and now we win by e7. The king has moved out of the way. By the way, what is this position called? There's a name for this position where black has no good moves, and any move he makes will lead to loss. What is that called? Yeah, Sam.
Zugzwang
Very
or
good. Zugzwang. That is Zugzwang. Very good. So yeah, now black would be forced to go king d7. And now how do we win? Jaden, how do we win?
King f7.
King
King
f7. Yeah.
f7.
Very
Yeah.
good. So everybody sees now the perfect position. This position is it doesn't matter whose move it is. White should always win. Okay. So remember when you're pushing your when you're pushing your pawns, or if you have a pass, a pawn, and you're the only one with a pawn, do not push the pawn first, right? You always clear the way for the pawn with your king. Make sure the way is clear, then you push, right? You don't want to get your pawn blockaded. Okay. All right. Good. Everybody understand that? Everybody good? Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's go on to we're going to talk about Zugzwang, which is very related to what we just talked about. So let's look at Zugzwang. Let's see. All right, so we just looked at that. So let's look at this position. So, actually, I mentioned what Zugzwang is. You guys know what that is, right? The definition of Zugzwang? Yeah. Okay, good. Okay. So in this position, this is white to move. So pawns are blocking each other. White pawns going to the 8th rank, black pawns coming down. So it's white to move. What is the winning move? What is the best move for white here? What do you guys think? Best move for white. Sam.
King F5.
Best move is, let's see, King F5. Okay. Let's see here. All right. So I think King F5 actually is winning for black. Do you see how it's winning for black? Anybody see? What do you think? How is that winning for black? What's the best move for black? What do you think? Jaden, what do you think?
I like it. The move is King C4.
King C4. No, actually now it's winning for white. So in this position, if you play it correctly, this is winning for black. If you go King C4, now it's winning for white. So you see how in these pawn endgames, it's so easy to make a mistake and you lose completely, right? It's so easy.
Oh, why is King C4
So-
not good? Can you please speed it up so
Well,
I
hold
could?
on. Let's look at first. We're examining King F5 now. So now King F5, I said, is winning for black. What is black's winning move? So it's not King C4. Okay. So we'll look at it. Okay, King C4 is not winning. Why? What can white do now?
King E5.
King E5, and now he's protecting his pawn. He's also attacking the D5 pawn. Now black is in a state of what?
Zugzwang.
Black is in the state of Zugzwang. He cannot maintain his protection over d5. Therefore, he must move out of the way, and the king will take, and white will win easily. Okay, so
But I want white to win.
well in this position we said black should be winning. So what is the winning move for black if it's not King C4? So Calvin, I haven't heard from you, Calvin. What do you think? What's the winning position? What's the winning move here if it's not King C4? What do you think, Calvin?
King C3.
King C3, very good. Very good. Now what's the difference with King C3 and King C4? Now, what is white's best move? Sam, what do you think?
I guess King E5.
Yep, King E5 again. Okay, and now the difference is now we achieve the same position, but what's the difference? Now it's white to move. Now it's white to move, and white is forced to move, and he must abandon his protection over d4. Therefore, black will capture and win easily. Okay, so very careful.
I saw the best move. Can you go back to the beginning?
Yeah, now you know the best move. What's the best move now?
King E5.
King E5. What do you guys think? Is that the best move? What does everyone think? What does everyone think? No,
that's
I see
not the
Sam is
best
shaking his head.
move.
No, why? Why is it not the best move,
It's
Sam?
supposed to be King E6. It's supposed to be King E6, not King E5.
Right. King E. So what? Why is King E5 not the best move?
King
Then
C5.
black will go-
4. King
King
C5.
C4, and then white will abandon, right? And then black will win. So best move is then what?
King E6.
King E6 is definitely the best move. Why is that the best move? We are now attacking. We are now attacking the D5 pawn. There's only one way for black to defend, which is King C4. And now what does white do?
He just takes it.
Takes what?
No, he plays E5.
King E5. Good. And now black is in a state of what?
Zugzwang.
Zugzwang. Now he's forced to move. He's forced to move. Doesn't matter where. And white takes the pawn and wins. Okay. Very good. Very good.
Nice. Nice.
So for that reason,
White will win.
yeah, white will win. Yeah, white will win. So yeah, good job, guys. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Let's look at the next position. Okay. Oh, actually, we just talked about this position, right? What's the winning move here? We just talked about it. Yeah, Sam.
King D6.
King D6, and what's this position called?
The perfect position.
Perfect position. Why is it called the perfect position?
Because white's winning. No matter who's moving.
No matter whose move it is, white should win this, right? No matter whose move. Why? Because white always has the extra move of d6, and he will gain an extra tempo if he needs it. So, very good, very good. Okay, good job. Let's go on to the next one. Next one is, let's see here. Okay, so this is a game. So let's see. In this position, the theme is Zugzwang. What is the best move here? Theme is Zugzwang. It's white to move. What do you guys think is the winning move for white?
I can't even tell. Although I do think it is knight e5. I believe it.
Knight to e5. Okay, so knight e5. What do you think, everyone? Good move or bad move?
Good move, I think.
What does everyone think? Good move? You think so?
Yeah.
Not a good move. What can black do? Why is that not a good move?
Because then black will take the pawn.
Yeah, black takes e3, check, and then king moves away, and then maybe he goes rook here, and now he's free, right? He's free. So we want to try to get black in a state of Zugzwang. So
What about king h? What about bishop? What about knight captures h6?
okay, so if we capture the bishop, so which piece do you think is better in this position, the knight or the bishop? Which is in a better position, stronger position?
Knight.
Knight is definitely in a stronger position. This bishop is not happy, right? This bishop cannot move here on e3, cannot move to f4. g5 is the only square he has, and the king has to stay here on g7 to protect the bishop. So this bishop is not happy. So if we trade the bishop for the knight, who do you think that helps black or helps white?
Helps black.
Helps black. Yeah, so we don't want to trade our well-placed knight on g4 for the bishop on h6. You don't want to do that. So what's a better move? Give me a better move.
I was although thinking the move. Let's see here. What was it again? Oh yes. Rook f7 check.
Rook f7 check. Okay.
No,
You
because
can
of
just,
the knight.
yeah, you can just take. Okay, so you can take there. The knight can take on e6, check. King comes back. If this knight was not here, this would be checkmate, obviously, right? But since the knight is there, it's not checkmate. So now black is just winning by an extra rook. Okay, so not rook to f7. What else? What else, guys?
I can't really see. Why don't you let somebody else try to see it?
Do you guys want to? You guys want a hint?
Yes, please. That would actually be helpful.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, Sam.
Oh, I think I see it. Is it rook to f7 check?
Oh no, that's just what Jaden just said.
Oh.
Right.
Oh, right. Then
we
knight
just do
takes.
that. Yeah. So yeah.
Wait. Oh wait, never mind.
Yeah. So here, rook f7, knight takes e6, force here, and now this bishop is protected by the knight, so it's not mate. All right. So okay. So you guys want a hint?
Yes, please.
Okay. So remember, the topic is Zugzwang, right? We want to try to tie up our opponent's pieces, remove them, don't give them free spaces to move. Now, can this knight move? Can this knight move? What do you think?
Not really that much.
What if the knight goes to c6?
Then he would be out, right?
What if the knight goes to c6? What can white do?
Is the move
So Sam, what do you think? What can white do?
White can when knight takes e7 check.
Knight takes e6. Yeah, knight takes e6 check. Good. And then the king moves down, and then knight takes h6 is mate. Everybody see that?
Yeah.
No, we're ending. No. Okay, so I'm going to show you real quick. I'm going to show you real quick the answer. So The bishop cannot move here at e3 or f4. The only free square is g4, g5. Therefore, we remove that square from the bishop, right? Now, the only moves that black can do is move his rook back and forth, right? Rook g8. Okay, and now best move here would be rook f2. Why rook f2? Because now we need to bring our king. We need to activate our king, and black is in such a bad position he cannot do anything. He can try this, he can try that. It doesn't even matter because he can't do absolutely anything to improve his position. And then we just walk our king, nice king walk, and we will win the game. All right. Everybody see that? Beautiful, beautiful example.
I got third.